Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the Pacific Northwest in that wonderful little town of Belfair, Washington, Hickville, USA, as I love to call where I live. So welcome to my channel, everybody. So this is October 2025's Wednesday series video number 2B. And we are not doing the Splendid Autumn. I forgot to erase that part. We are working with, right now, the Scenic Pumpkin Patch. And if I don't write this down, I will forget. Scenic Pumpkin Patch. Yes, this was a gift from my good friend Lori. And because she heard me talking about how I had the other stamps in the set. And I resisted the urge to get this one. But I am so thankful she got this for me, because this is so lovely. It goes with the My Meadow, the ocean front, the snow front. These are just lovely, lovely stamps. So this is the one we're going to be working with today. And I believe so we are going to make a mask for this little one here. Because I would like that in the background here. We're going to make a little scene. And the wonderful Phyllis, my friend Phyllis, sent me the Sweet Jar Builder Punch and the stamp set that went with this. But we're just going to use the jar for today, because we're going to make a little scene to go in the little jar. It's going to be so cute, or at least in my head, it's going to be so cute. So with that being said, we are going to put this on a little note card. And then I have this DSP I got from a thrift store. And guys, look how close that is to my good old faithful Handsome Hunter. This is such a beautiful green, such a beautiful green. And I love this color green. Yes. In fact, the carpeting in my house up until, a couple years ago when we took it out was this color green. That's how much I love this color. So with that being said, now that you know what color my carpet was in my house, and my mother would tell me, this is such gorgeous carpeting, honey. I said, I know, Mom, because it covers all the dirt. It's so dark. It covers all the dirt. And it was the truth. Especially when you have little kids and they dump things on it. That carpeting held up for years. So I've already got some silver foil already punched for the lid of my little jar. But let me show you what I'm using besides the stamp set. I am also going to be using the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder, which my good friend Carol sent me, right? And I'm bringing in the Old Faithful banner here. You guys know I love this for fall. It says, Happy Fall, y'all. We are using that. For the inside, we're going to put with a grateful heart, and we're going to use this little leaf down here as well. Now, my DSP, one of them, so I'm going to combine this DSP, which Phyllis sent me also. So it had that orange on the back, right? Fruit Salad, and this, and these together are going to be beautiful. So you might have, let's see, shaded spruce would look lovely with pumpkin pie, but I'm using stuff, guys, that I have. That's what this is all about. When you're in your craft room and you're just making things for yourself. Now I'm going to try to stamp the pumpkins in peach pie and see if I like them, but I have pumpkin pie here because I have a funny feeling I'm going to want them in pumpkin pie. So I've already done my embossing. Let me show you what we have. So we have our envelope. We have our card base, which is 4 7/8 by 7. And then I have all my goodies in here. So I have layer number 1 is the same layer as layer on the inside, the white layer. So this is, let me just check, make sure I did it the regular size. So this is 4 7/8, 4 5/8 by 3 1/4, or 3 1/4 by 4 5/8. You can see I already ran that through the embossing folder. Now there was because this was a 6 by 6, so there was a little strip at the bottom, which I'm not sure where this went to, but it went somewhere, maybe on the side. And I ran this through the embossing folder as well. And this is a 1-inch strip by 3 1/4. So I have that as well. And then layer number 2 is a little smaller because if I made it the standard size, you wouldn't see all that wonderful embossing of the plaid embossing folder. So this is 2 3/4 by 4 1/8. Then I have the Peaceful Season dies. Give me a sec, they're right here. So this die here, Peaceful Season dies. I have one of those. Hopefully I don't need another because I don't have another die cut, but we'll see. And that's going to be for my happy fall, y'all. Yeah, I know. It's so great. So great. And so this piece is, that's not my next layer. My next layer, hold on. We have layer number 3. Layer number 4 is 3/4 of an inch by 2 5/8. That's of Kraft. And layer number 5 is our Peaceful Season die, which is 1/2 by 2 1/2. So you don't necessarily have to have the die. And then of course our inside layer is the same as layer number 1. And then I have scrap paper for our, this is thick white cardstock. This is for us to stamp our pumpkins on, right? Yes, 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 yes. It's going to be great. At least I see it in my head as being great. So what I'm going to do, thinking fingers, thinking. All right, let's go ahead and get layer number 1 on the card base. And I'm going to use some more of that Tombow. All the nooks and crannies of the embossing folder. I mean, you could just use pumpkin pie, but I liked the design of the DSP. That just went really well with this. And this piece, we can go ahead and glue that down as well. Though with the embossing, I think it's best to use some dimensionals. So these are out and about. Let's just use these. Why not? I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. I think that should just about cover that. Should be enough. I may not put the jar now on dimensionals, but that's all right. I was like, oh, that looks like Handsome Hunter. That looks like Handsome Hunter. It's close enough. It will do the job. It will look so good. Oh, that's for my little mask that I want to make. Yes, I'm trying to figure out where things are going because they're getting in my way. We need to stamp our little, I think early espresso would do well. I almost said chocolate chip. Chocolate chip was back in the day with the, maybe pecan pie. Chocolate chip was back in the day of Handsome Hunter. Those used to be paired beautifully together. Okay. Oh, I don't have it out. I'm like, where is the little trees? Might help if we get them out of the package. It just might help. So we're going to do the smushy. Oh, I think that's a good choice. And I am going to stamp them and then do a little fussy cutting. Oh, they're so pretty. So pretty. So have you guys seen the woodland scenery stamp? Because I absolutely love that. It's very reminiscent of some of their very older stamps when Stampin' Up. When I first saw Stamping Up, my kids were still little back in the day. And I could only... My good friend Lori bought me that stamp set too. Hold on, where is it? Where is it? Yikes. Hold on. The wood, I can show it to you in the catalog. The catalog's closer. I think the catalog's closer. I think it is. I think it is. I think not. I can't. It's always a mystery as to what and where things go when you just have them in here. I think I know where things are, and then in a blink of an eye, I can't find anything when I want them. Oh, there it is. It's right where I thought it was. It just had slipped. So this woodland scenery stamp. Any of you out there look at that and say, oh my goodness, that looks a lot like some of their stamps when we're talking back, it would be 1998-ish. Yeah. Maybe earlier than that. Anyways, so I absolutely love this. So I'll be using that upcoming as well. Oh yes. And so for the month of November, for my Monday and my Saturday series, I will be working with the Road to Christmas kit. Yes. And I think for November, for my Wednesday series for November, I think I'll use this set. I may not do 3 cards, but I think this would be absolutely lovely. Real simple, back to simple stamping. I just see this, and I can see this. I just see a lot of things with that in my head. So we're going to try this. Now, I don't know if this will work, but we're going to try this. I need to stick this on here. I need a mask. So I'm going to stick a Post-it note on here. I need to do it closer to the bottom of the paper. I want to make a mask with the punch so that there. This is what I'm after. Where is this piece? So I can see where I need to stamp. So when I put the punch in, I'm not like stamping into the wild blue yonder, right? So I know that when I stamp my imagery in here, it's going to fit. So like I want a little scene inside my jar. This is what I see in my head. So I have my trees in the background. I'm not sure if that's gonna work for sure, but I'm thinking it might. We might need to come up a little. Or my trees, it might be better to do the pumpkins and then the trees. I don't know. Maybe we don't do the trees and we do the trees on the inside. Let's stamp pumpkins. I'm getting a little bit of a runny nose. I didn't use Flonase today. Flonase sometimes makes me have a bit of a, wrong color. No. I think we're going to forego the peach pie and go with pumpkin. Flonase can give me a runny nose. So we're going to stamp our pumpkins here. And I know I stamped them upside down. I did that on purpose because I wanted more of the sticky stuff. So I'm cutting right up into the image. That way, when I stamp on top of this again, it looks like I have pumpkins behind it and in front of it. All right. So I don't want to go like leave an outline image. I want to go right into my image. All right. So I want to have pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. So pumpkin here, right? I'm going to stamp this one first. Or do I stamp that one first? I'm going to have to think now. We're going to just go with it. I'm not going to overthink this. Overthinking it can be really disturbing, apparently. Or I can go here. I want to fill my jar up with pumpkins. So I'm going to stamp in the center. That's so good. So cool. I'm going to put my little mask over that. And I am going to stamp here. Now it's going to look like I have pumpkins behind these pumpkins, if I've done it right. And I'm not keen on that because that should have been farther down. So if I go like this, right, I'll probably redo this. Let's see if I can line this back up. Just gonna go for it. Because this is a scratch. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay. It's thick, so we're just gonna do the one time. Apparently I cannot make that work on this little tiny bit. So we're just gonna do the one pumpkin. You can't say I didn't try. I did try. I could go to the side and do another pumpkin on the side. That I can do. Let's see that. Yes, that works. That works. It doesn't work the other way. All right. All right. There we have our pumpkins. Now we need our wee little stems, which are here. We're going to move that one out. Bring this in. I really don't need that, but it does help me a bit. Last time I didn't quite get it in the right place. I want to make sure that's right there because I don't want to get into this one right there. All right. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now to center this in the jar, hopefully. Oh, we can do ground. We can do a ground. They have ground in this stamp set. We need that. We have some little vines we could do. We have ground here. Have so much stuff to work with. Oh, it would have been cute to do a little fence in the background. Wonder if I can still do that. I know my mind just is on like overload. So we need crumb cake. I will tell you that these distinctive images, they do kind of work better with the foam pads. So we're going to do the smushy smushy. We just need a bit of that. Let's add this. And let's add back our little mask here. There we go. Good enough. Stamp off because that's such a juicy pad. Oh, you can't even tell that we did anything. Let's try again. Nothing. All right, so I'm not going to use the foam pad because that is just too juicy. I do not want that dark color, so I'm going to try to use good old faithful pad. I just ruined it, didn't I? All right. Sorry, guys. We're going to do this one more time. One more time. Sometimes this is what it's like. I see something in my head, and it's what I want, and I'm not getting it. And where is my mask? All right. If I make it simpler... pumpkins, right? What if I keep it simple and I sponge around it in blue to make it look like it's got a little bit of a glass look to it? I could do that. I could do, because this is just so stark white. Okay, we're going to change the thinking up here. We're going to change our thinking. We are just going to change, see, and it goes all the way there. So I'm just changing my thinking about how we're going to do this. I could still use the ground if I find the crumb cake again, the old one. I can lay this down here at the bottom of the jar. All right, so that looks like kind of like the bottom of the jar. Now I'm going to get in here and get a blue. Balmy blue. I'm thinking Azure Afternoon for some reason. Let's see. Maybe there's not enough on it. That could be a good thing. Nope, there's really not enough on that. Oh, there is. Hold on. Just need to activate it with some really hot breath. Okay, that's doing it. You probably can't see it, but it's there. I don't know if you guys can even see that. It's just taking it from stark white to a little bit of a blue tint. Do I have, what else do I have that has blue on it? Let's get another one. This is Blueberry Bushel. Got some more blue in here. That's got more blue. More ink on the sponge dauber. All right. Now that that's done, that's much better. Just had to change my thinking a little bit. I'm looking for the Handsome Hunter now. And then since I couldn't really use the background I wanted, there's these little leaves. What about those? Oh my gosh, look at that little fence. What if we put, that's, no. Okay. What about these? What if we put, I'm wondering if I just do a couple of little, I'm not sure. We'll have to stamp this and figure it out if we like it or not. Those are kind of big for these pumpkins. I'm not sure I like these little leaves. We'll just stamp them. Okay. Just a little bit. And down here, I really, that little fence is so cute. Let's see what it looks like. Let's just take a look at what it looks like. Such a tiny little fence. What if we pretended we have a fence back in here? This down here would not look right. But we could, no. Isn't that cute, that little picket fence? It's so cute, but no, it's not right. All right. Okay. We're going to put, that is really cute. I'm just wishing that these leaves were a little different. And yes, if you're wondering, is she thinking about cutting the loopy loops is what throwing me off. And I am considering it, but not today. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. Okay. All right. I'm happy. I know all this work and I'm just thinking of, I can't help myself. So now we're going to stamp Happy Fall, y'all, with pumpkin pie. I mean, now I can stamp those little leaves on here. That would be cute. To add a little bit to this in full strength, like there. And this one right there, that's cute. And we need to do with a grateful heart, pumpkin pie. And I'm wondering, can I stamp? We can do a little border. We need to move this aside. We'll do a little border. Then you have to turn it this way to connect them. Keep flipping it. All right, so we have a little border there. Anything else? Our envelope. Yes, I know I'm being tedious, but I can't help it. I want that same little border. And you do have to flip these over and over to make them connect. And I didn't get it all the way there. It's kind of hard when you want to keep your head out of the camera. Oh, and I went so far. Maybe you don't have to keep them out. Yes. Yes, no, yes, I don't know right now. Oh, they're not connecting. Okay. And then for this one, I was going to use the little oak leaf here. From Banner Year. For the front, just to be a little different. And we're using, not Sending Autumn Wishes. What else was there from Banner Year? with a happy fall, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving. I didn't pull that one out as well. It's over here. We'll do this one in Handsome Hunter. It'll show up better. There we go. Now we can put this card together. And all these teeny tiny little blocks. And there's those little trees, which we could have stamped as well. But let's go ahead and get this done. I think we might use these on this card. We'll have to see. I'm going to put this in. Hopefully not upside down, right? And then put these pieces. Maybe we should cut that. I was going to have that go all the way across, but now that I'm looking at it, I think it needs to be cut down. To the 2 3/4. I think so. It would just look better. So sorry, but that's my opinion is 2 3/4. So I'll have to change that in the measurements. So we're going to have our little jar, our little pumpkin jar right here. I already have tear tape on that. We'll get this secured. You'd never know it had orange slices on the back of it. The big wedge of an orange. This piece to layer up to this piece. Oops, stay down. Let me take off my little tear tape here. All that trouble over that little tiny jar. Some of the tiniest pieces can be so difficult sometimes. But sometimes that's just the way it is. Oh, but it is so adorable. And these can be just as difficult. And this is where I need my Take Your Pick tool, which I just had. And did I put it in the tray? No, so it's got to be, there it is. It's in my big tower. I wonder. Oh, that's sweet. Look on the top of that. Let's see. I'm looking for the other size ones. I really like that one there. So let's go ahead and get a glue dot for that one. Yes, that one would have worked, but I have a sheet with some that are already like in use. Oh no. Don't move. I really like that big dot there. This one, I'm thinking switch these two around. Yes, those two. That's it. And this one I think can have a glue dot to hold it in place. The other one can't. The other one's going to have liquid glue. Because that one's just too tiny. Or maybe I get one the similar size. And then I can use glue dots. There we go. Such a tiny little thing to cause so much trouble, right? But it is darling. I think it is anyways. I think it's a cutie. It's a keeper. It's a keeper for sure. It was fun playing. So I hope you guys like what I have come up with. Trying to think a little bit differently. Using things that I have. It's a sweet one. Happy fall, you all, with a grateful heart. So thanks for watching, everybody. I won't keep you any longer, but I do hope you come back here and visit me in my wonderland. Bye-bye for now, everyone.